Welcome to Solo Shop First, and today we're going to be having a look at the Boba Fett from Morak from Star Wars The Mandalorian. So this actually arrived today, and I was really looking forward to getting this figure. I've got to say, the artwork on the card is absolutely stunning. It is obviously the scene. It looks like it's just been pulled straight from the series, the actual image, obviously of Boba Fett on Morak. Lovely, lovely looking card back. You've got obviously the Star Wars trim. You've got obviously on the Mandalorian card the sort of yellow name pill and the Boba Fett with the yellow background. The Kenner logo in the bottom right as we look at it, the warning label in obviously the top right as you look, and the 4+ age group on the left. But stunning looking card back. There doesn't appear to be masses and masses of differences with this figure and obviously the previous version that we got of Boba Fett on Tatooine, but we'll have a look at that as well. And I've also got the Boba Fett Morak, the retro one, which we'll bring in shortly and have a look at that as well. But I've got to say, this is a really, really lovely looking card. It comes on the beautiful thicker cardstock, which is fantastic. And even inside the bubble, that figure looks really, really impressive, really amazing. So it looks like they've absolutely... Hasbro have knocked this one out of the park with this, certainly in terms of the artwork image and the figure. So, yeah, it does look really, really, truly stunning. So if you're an opener, you're definitely going to want this figure. If you're a carded collector, probably even more so. So let's just have a look at the back of the card. Okay, so this is VC252. Again... No, I've covered this. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Lovely Star Wars racetrack with a vintage collection in the bottom there. A lot of legal information, and then you've got these other figures that are part of this, I suppose, essentially this wave. So you've got obviously the Boba Fett Morak that we're looking at, Reva, the Third Sister, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Wandering Jedi, the Anakin Skywalker Padawan, the 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper, which I always struggle saying. Din Djarin, again from Morak, the Darth Vader from the Dark Times, and the Mandalorian Super Commando. So VC252. So just bringing it back to the front of the card once again. It really is. I mean, until you get this in hand for you guys watching, this is a really, really stunning looking card back. So what I will do is actually bring in the Boba Fett, the retro collection one, just so you can see that and put them side by side. I'm not going to... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that one to stand, probably. Let's see if we can pop something underneath it just to stand like that and see if that works. Oh, no. Hang on. Sorry, guys. There we go. So that's just sort of putting them side by side. I think it's pretty much the same image. The retro one obviously is probably a slightly bigger image, but it's the same picture, definitely. So very, very impressive. And I was actually really, really impressed with the figure here in the retro collection. Not so much the... obviously, it's not going to have the same articulation. I get that completely. And obviously, the images are very, very similar. But I actually like the way that they've done the trousers there on the retro one. So I'm not going to be opening that in this video. It's just putting them side by side as a comparison, just so you can sort of see. So all that remains to be seen. Let's get this the vintage collection one out of the packaging, and we'll have a look. Okay, so here we have the figure out of the packaging, and it really is as impressive as it looked actually in that card back. The one thing that I think is a little bit disappointing, and I know a couple of people that have seen reviews have mentioned this, is with regards to the soft goods. It's not really I shouldn't say skirt, but it's almost like the soft goods pieces that sort of come on this figure. There's a lot of fraying, which I suppose what's most disappointing about that is from the images that they released, it didn't. If you go and actually have a look at the, I suppose any of the online retailers, or even looking on the sort of the Hasbro site, the soft goods drape never had any of that fraying. So, and I think this is sort of quite a, by all accounts, this is sort of quite a common, and you can see all these different threads coming down. So I need to try and maybe find a way of sealing that. But other than that, absolutely stunning. I mean, in terms of the articulation that you get with this figure, I'm not going to go, obviously, again through like lots of people will show that. I just sort of talk about it. Yes, you've got articulation at the head with the swivel on the ball joint. You've got articulation at the shoulders, articulation at the elbows, articulation at the at the wrists, and it does obviously have those hinged wrists. So you'll be able to get this figure into some really good poses. A swivel just above the waist, and this figure obviously comes with that sort of full butterfly hinge. And I think I mentioned it on one of my previous videos. When I talk about that butterfly hinge, I mean, you can switch it like that, and you've got that automatic access like that. So that's as good as you're going to get on a 3.75 inch articulation figure. Articulation at the knees, at the ankles, and you've got the rocker ankles on this figure. So absolutely stunning. The major difference, I mean, if we were looking at, all I want to do is bring this one in. I'm not going to sort of put all the bits and pieces on, but this is the one that was from Tatooine, and they're essentially pretty much the same figure, obviously, other than some paint applications. Sorry, let's move that. Oh man, this is all going wrong. Let's see if we can get them to stand up on this table. Yeah, there we go. So they're pretty much the same figure. The main sort of fundamental difference that you've got is the soft goods on this. It doesn't have all that sort of tethering, which is a bit of a pain. The gun belts are very, very slightly different, and the paint applications are very, very slightly different. In terms of obviously from the legs, of course, they're very, very different. So you've got these sort of wider cargo pants on this new Morak version, as you saw him. And that's very similar to the sort of I think the one that we got with Ahsoka. But slightly different colouring as well in terms of the boots. But pretty much, I suppose, from the top up, they're very, very similar. Exactly the same, really, other than the paint weathering. So, you know, on this new version, you do have the helmet, which obviously sort of slots in and slots on very, very nicely. That is just hang on, let me just pause this, guys, and bring it back. That's just a slightly, I think, cleaner head, or helmet, I should say, than the one that we got with Tatooine. And we'll pop that one on just so you can see. So the one obviously on the right, as you look at it, is the Tatooine one, and that has got far more, I suppose, battle damage, if you want to class it as that, weathering. And the other sort of fundamental difference in terms of the jetpacks, they are slightly different in terms of the, well, let's just drop those figures down and put the packs in sizes, if you can see those, which is a bit, I wouldn't say strange. The one on the right, as you look at it, the one I'm holding here, this is the one from the Tatooine, and it's got that removable firing rocket, and you don't have that one with the Morak one. And slightly different paint applications as well, you know, with the blues and the yellow obviously on the bottom of this one. Not quite sure really why they've changed that. I don't think it makes a massive difference. I would have preferred that one. I think that one looks a bit big when you probably pop that on. But again, it's all down to opinion. That's only my personal opinion. But that is a stunning looking figure. Hang on. So that's just them side by side. Excuse me. So not too much difference, other than really on the bottom half of this this Boba Fett from Morak. So, but really, really lovely, lovely figure. exactly, you know, as much as I love the Tatooine one as well, really. It's difficult to sort of separate them, I suppose, in terms of your personal preference. It's just whether you like the... I actually quite like this sort of wider cargo pants, if that makes sense. In terms of the accessories that you do get with this, it does obviously sort of come with this, his sort of rifle. This is really, really soft material, really soft. In some ways that can be a good thing in the sense of being able to manipulate it to get it in some good poses, but I did have some issues with the other one in terms of getting it into the right poses, just because these weapons are too soft. I think we really need to get those much sturdier. It'd be nice if Hasbro did that. And I believe this is actually a slightly bigger rifle as well than the one that you got on Tatooine pack. But other than that, not massively different, but it is a bigger stock. I think it's a bigger rifle. And then you get the pistol that comes with it. And of course, his removable helmet. So all in all, a really, really lovely looking figure. I'll just pop that other one back in, just so you can... oops, hang on. So just a final look there with the retro collection one. I don't know whether I'm going to open that. Probably do a video on it another time, but just wanted to pop that there for effect. Okay, and just one final look at this figure. It really is stunning. Exactly, you know, as the Tatooine one was. And I suppose it's just, you know, down to personal preference, whether you prefer this sort of slightly cleaner version or obviously the one that we get with him on Tatooine. I actually, it sounds really silly. Obviously, I like both of them. I really like this one. The only issue that I've got with this is that that sort of tethering that you can already see on those on the soft goods, which is a bit of a shame. But other than that, you are not going to get better articulation, and they've absolutely knocked this figure out of the park. So anyway, listen, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, there'll be more videos coming shortly. If you've got any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll answer you as soon as possible. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.